McDonald, Devon Woody, string out and put him in front, and he does! Jakey boy, you beauty! Kick goes forward, Stringer! From 10 metres out, he puts it through and the Bombers go 2 kicks clear to put the first nail in the West Coast coffin, and he does! He does! This could be one of the great Essendon wins of all time, certainly recent history.
Yes, welcome back to Footy Classified. You couldn't help but barrack for them sitting on your couch on Saturday night, Matthew Lloyd, and yours truly sat here on this desk across from you and said they hadn't beaten anyone when we were talking about them last week. They have now.
They're playing with a lot of confidence, and I think in what was such a flat round with no crowds and all that sort of thing, I think it made the round special, just seeing a young team like Essendon, who hasn't had a lot of success, do what they did to the Eagles on the road.
I just wonder, Kane, whether this is the type of game that makes or helps Zach Merritt's decision to stay. And before you answer that, Xavier Campbell, the CEO, was on Breakfast Radio this morning about that.
I think we will. And again, you know, I don't want to sort of take away from the guys that have the responsibility of working through that, but I know they're making progress. And his passion for the group, you know, I've never seen it as high. He's been fantastic. So I feel like the rest takes care of itself. I feel pretty confident, but that's for the guys to work through over the coming weeks.
Yeah, I can't speak to what he's after, but you'd think it helps the way they're playing. But I want to speak about 2 players that are at other clubs that I think Essendon should have a real go at. I think this could be one of the greatest recruiting opportunities in AFL history. There's 2 twins playing at the moment that are unsigned. One plays back, and this guy, Harry McKay, could be absolutely anything. Hasn't signed at Carlton yet. What about Essendon make a pitch to these 2 to play for the next 10 years together? And look, I've played with my brother. I played with him for 11 years, and it's something that I will absolutely treasure forever. I think the Bombers need to go as hard as they possibly can and shore up both ends of the ground. And you can pitch it to them. Ben's played in 3 wins at North. Why would you want to stay at North Melbourne? Harry's played in 17 wins in 5 seasons at Carlton. Go and join that group that's on the rise, the group that's the most exciting in the competition, and shore up each end. I think it's an unbelievable opportunity to try and recruit those 2 together.
Why Essendon, Kane? Why are you saying this? They've obviously got Zach Reid, a boy they drafted in the top 8 in the draft last year, who they see as their future centre-half back in about 12 months' time.
Harry Jones.
Jones as well.
I don't see Harry Jones as a key position player. I mean, I say Essendon because the pitch is there. They would have to have salary cap room because of the 3 players that they have lost in the off-season. These 2, and there's a need there. I don't think who's playing as their key forward at the moment. Cale Hooker. How old's Hooker? There's no Hurley down back. Who's their key defender? I mean, these 2 just slot into that group and make them an automatic top 4 chance next year. They're 23 years of age. There's 10 years of footy there. I just think it's an unbelievable opportunity that no one has spoken about yet, and I'd hope that Essendon are into them both.
I mean, you're spot on, Kane, in the sense that it's a perfect opportunity from a list management perspective. But, Cara, I think if Carlton let Harry McKay go to Essendon, they'd just about lock the doors at the joint.
They've got a few problems, Carlton, and that would certainly add to them.
Why would he stay, Sam? Why would he stay at Carlton from what you've seen?
Well, they're the ones that drafted him, Kane, and there is still a bit of loyalty left in footy. I just can't see him walking to Essendon unless they're offering him a lot more money than Carlton.
You stayed at Port Adelaide a long time, Kane, so it's very hard. Patrick Cripps is going to sign up, so it's very hard to rip a player out of their club that they're drafted to.
Yeah, I think player movement's more prevalent than when I was playing, and I was South Australian, and my son had some health issues, so I didn't want to leave, but I thought about it. But, yeah, you're right in the fact that it is more difficult to leave. I want to ask you about the Bombers, Lordo. I mean, you weren't alone in saying that you didn't think they were a final shot this year. Not many had them there. Has what you've seen so far, have you convinced that they could knock out a West Coast or a Richmond for that perhaps last spot in the 8?
Yeah, good question. I thought they'd be bottom 6, so they've exceeded the expectations of what I thought, but I still don't think they're quite ready for finals yet. With the youth in their team, they may fatigue in the second half of the season.
They're playing for the 8 this weekend,
yeah, I think so, yeah. They got Richmond this weekend, who they haven't beaten in a long, long time. So it's been the last 10 occasions. 2014 is the record. So these are the type of wins. They've taken 1 scalp in the West Coast Eagles, which was their first real big scalp, and then they'd fallen short against the others like Port Adelaide and Brisbane. But look at that. They've owned the Bombers, but this, and like I thought for West Coast, this is their best chance in a long, long time to take Richmond's scalp.